Being an artist, it's a process of creativity. One idea leads to another, and it's almost like throwing a challenge down. So, for example, I make birds feather by feather out of newspaper, and I also make animals, horses, out of thousands of strands of wire. So it's a bit like getting a really hard subject, and it always throws a challenge down, like, you know, saying to you, I bet you can't make this. And as an artist, I think let's try and use materials to actually, yeah, let's make it. So my work's about it's about an engagement with materials and an engagement with ideas. A lot of my work recently has been about making horsemen, and they're from the First World War. So I think my work is about animals and man's relationship with animals, and cavalry have been a sort of ancient archetype of power. But in the First World War, it was the end of that. So I'm interested in, say, man's relationship with power, but also obsolete power. In fact, it's a little bit of a cliche that horses were obsolete in the First World War. They were on the Western Front, but they were used a lot in the Middle East, and very successfully in the Middle East. So a lot of my horseman sculptures are actually from cavalry from the First World War. And the same names, same place names come up again and again, you know, Basra, Mosul, Baghdad, Syria, Damascus, all of these places. About 100 years ago, 100 years and a bit, they're all, you know, the sort of history repeats. I make work using wire because if you think muscle, microscopically has lots and lots of strands, so it's like wire, but it also it gives a sort of mechanical look to the animals, and perhaps you could say that what war does to nature and man is to industrialize them. So you could say that the First World War was an industrial war. And also, if you think of what did for cavalry, say on the Western Front, was one of the things was barbed wire. I'm always attempting to make an object that has like an undeniable physical presence. That's one of my main ambitions. My work, I see it as a bit like archaeology. It's got many layers of meaning, and you can read it in lots of different ways. All of my work really is a meditation on the preciousness of life. So it's a meditation on mortality, but through that it's also by the opposite. It's a celebration of life.